Now I'd like to recognize the gentleman from North Carolina, Mr. Harrigan.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you to all of our witnesses today for your testimony. Really appreciate it. Very fascinating subject. And I come from the great state of North Carolina. We have a very robust agricultural sector. We make specialty crops such as sweet potatoes, tobacco, cotton. Can you guys talk more broadly and just explain in plain terms, what do these investments, these very sizable investments that we are making in quantum technology, what does it mean to folks in the agricultural sector more broadly? How are their businesses going to be benefited? How are their lives going to be changed moving forward?
I can start just really quickly. I think that's a great question. At Microsoft, I actually sit with a division that has both AI for science and discovery and quantum. And we see those as very interlinked because we are trying to find the market for how do you design better things, new chemicals, new fertilizers for agriculture, and so on. So I think, as these new scientific tools become available, they will be used by the Dow Chemical, our industry to make better tools for farmers. I would also be remiss in saying, like, there's a whole other area of quantum, which is quantum sensing, which is already being deployed for the GPS system and other Earth observation that I think will help farmers together with AI, give them, again, new tools for predicting how their crops will behave over time. Some of these things are speculative. Some of these things we still need to, find new algorithms and approaches, but that's what the future holds. There's a lot of evidence that it'll make a big difference.
Yeah, so Congressman, depending on how organic your diet is, it's possible that the majority of the nitrogen in your body right now was made in an industrial process to make nitrogen fertilizer, through the Haber-Bosch process. That's a piece of chemistry that was discovered decades ago and that has allowed us to dramatically increase the food production. There's a reasonable case to be made that there are 1 billion people alive on planet Earth today who might not be here were it not for the Haber-Bosch process. That's a single piece of chemistry. What we want to do with quantum computers is advance our mastery of chemistry, materials, etc. And as far as the access to that, I want to emphasize, if you think about some of our biggest and most strategically important companies, TSMC, ASML, SpaceX, NVIDIA, these are not technologies where the average person directly interacts with a satellite or a semiconductor fab or an AI supercomputer, but it is the second and third order byproducts of the calculations that are run on those systems or the capabilities that are enabled that do impact the everyday person.
Thanks. That was a fantastic answer, and I genuinely appreciate you encapsulating the benefit to day-to-day ordinary Americans. As we make these very significant investments, they need to know that what we're investing in is actually getting a significant return on those investments, and I think we can all conclude today in a bipartisan way, it certainly is. I have a question for Dr. Chow with my remaining time, and I'll keep it as quick as I possibly can. One of the things that I've talked about since coming to Congress is we've got to start winning the economics of conflict. So much of what this committee works on is dual use in terms of its technology. I know Google is involved in many different defense applications. How are investments in quantum technology going to allow us, from a military perspective, to win the economics of the future conflicts?
Thanks for the question. I'd like to highlight at first that the military, the Department of Defense, and other agencies have been critical to the development of quantum computing. In fact, a lot of this work started at IARPA, DARPA, and others. So that's been a critical partnership. We anticipate moving forward that there will be many opportunities, from better intelligence to better opportunities to really get more information earlier on. Google is a very proud partner of the U.S. government. We look forward to continued partnership.
Thank you. Dr. Marzbach.
I'll just add that the Defense Department and the intelligence community are among the leaders in the government in terms of their own capabilities. And so I think that it's going to be one of the first areas of practical application, frankly, for protecting the warfighter and achieving the mission of those parts of government. So the return on investment will be first in some ways in the defense and national security space.
Thank you all very much, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.